Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Batman Part 2. We're going to be talking about the news, the cast, story, and everything that we know about this film so far. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the article. And this article, of course, comes from Screen Rant. The Batman Part 2 news, cast, and story, and everything we know. This is, I'm excited for this film. The Batman Part 2 is confirmed to be directed by Matt Reeves. It is set for release on October 2nd, 2026. The sequel's cast is not fully confirmed, but Robert Pattinson will return as Batman, along with the potential returns of Zoe Kravitz, who played Catwoman, Jeffrey Wright, Commissioner Gordon, Andy Serkis as Alfred, and Barry Keoghan's Joker may have a larger role. Barry Keoghan's Joker was actually in The Batman. It was the deleted scene that they released like 3 days after the film, and it was like, should just put it in there. But I guess they didn't because they were worried it would steal the show. The Batman was released in March 2022, ushering in a new era for The Dark Knight. Here's everything to know about The Batman Part 2, including updates on the Joker's possible inclusion and the spin-off shows. Directed by Matt Reeves from a screenplay by him and Peter Craig, The Batman joins Robert Pattinson's DC hero in his second year as Gotham City's vigilante. The ending of The Batman definitively left scope for a sequel, and the overwhelmingly positive reception to this latest iteration of the Cape Crusader made The Batman 2 feel almost guaranteed. It's like $700 million in the box office. It did really well. While initially conceived to stand alone, the ending of The Batman set it up as the perfect movie to usher in Batman's cinematic universe, including The Batman 2 as well as several possible spin-off shows. While The Batman 2 isn't on DC's immediate release date, Matt Reeves is reportedly hard at work on a sequel. Here's everything to know about The Batman Part 2, including who is in the cast, might return, the sequel's release date, and if Barry Keoghan's iteration of the Joker will finally get more screen time. Get any screen time in the film overall. The Batman 2 latest news and update. I wasn't a fan of this costume, right, when it first was revealed, but it's grown on me in the time that I've actually watched this film. It has, and the film has grown on me as time's gone on, so I'm not really going to complain about it. It was a great film. The latest news about The Batman Part 2 comes in form of an August 2024 update from the writer Madison Tomlin during an interview with Screen Rant about Tomlin's new series, Terminator Zero. The screenwriter co-penning the sequel script with Matt Reeves revealed the shooting would begin in 2025. And expressed his excitement for the upcoming release and its ability to capitalize on the story of the first installment. If it's anything like The Batman Part 1, shooting, we're going to be getting loads of news, we're going to be getting loads of leaks, loads of images. It's going to be great. And hopefully they film some of it in Scotland again. With concerns about a lack of updates having arisen in the past months, this reveal is promising, especially when combined with the enthusiasm about the project and its future and production. The news that production is set to begin shooting in 2025 also supports his current 2026 release date, being its final concrete debut window, which is helpful given the extended period of the script development the project appears to have gone through did lead to rumours and theories that a later release window could be in the cards for Batman Part 2. This film was supposed to release in 2025, but they moved it because of the DCU starting, because they're doing the Batman Brave and the Bold film, and then that's happening later on now. But they also moved it because of scripts, plus the Penguin show. Many reasons why they moved it, but, one of the biggest ones, I think, was script development. Other than this, much of the latest news regarding the Batman Part 2 focuses around the various rumours regarding the DC movie. The DC Universe co-CEO James Gunn has debunked over the past few months. With new information for the upcoming DC movie being scarce, much speculation has occurred in the past year, leading to several notable rumours being put down by James Gunn on social media. Gunn discredited rumours that Boyd Holbrook was cast as Two-Face in the movie in March 2024. He then let audience know that the third Batman movie would not be filmed back-to-back with the second when the rumour arose in June 2024, and addressed cancellation fears regarding the Batman Part 2 in the same month, reassuring audiences that the film was still being made despite few recent updates. So there was this theory that they were going to film both the films back-to-back and release them both back-to-back, and he was like, no, we're not doing that. We need time to make these stories work. And I tell you what, I'm excited for this. With production updates being understandably scarce while the sequel is still being written, as matters like casting and filming need to wait for the story to be finalised, these posts provide a helpful way to get a better idea of what to expect for the film at a time when more tangible information seemingly isn't incoming for some time. Gunn's willingness to respond to questions about the movie also suggests it's in safe hands, as he appears to demonstrate a respect for the Elseworlds Batman series, even as he begins construction of the DCU iteration of The Dark Knight. I think Gunn will basically be like, the Batman can continue as long as it's making money at this point. I think it made money, it gets another one. It made money, it gets another one. There is still plenty left unknown about the Batman Part 2, including who the central villain or villains will be. What supporting cast will join Robert Pattinson in the upcoming sequel, with filming not yet begun. It's unlikely audiences will see any kind of trailer until late 2024 at the earliest. Late 2025 at the earliest, I mean. Because if it's not being filmed till 2025, you can't have a trailer. However, there is likely to be a steady stream of casting news and teasers in the intervening time to help build anticipation for the Batman Part 2. It is confirmed, following the commercial and critical success of the Batman, Warner Brothers announced the sequel and streaming series spinning out of Batman, one now cancelled series about Gotham City Police Department, a potential Arkham Asylum based show, a series based on the Penguin. The Penguin one's happening. The Arkham Asylum show was then recreated for the DCU. Didn't fit. They've cancelled that completely. And possibly even for Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. While the status of these ambitious TV projects is currently a little murky, other than the Penguin, which is set to release in September of 2024, which I'll be reviewing here. The Batman Part 2 very much isn't as the Batman 2 has been confirmed. To be honest, I will say this, right? And I just want to sidetrack from this. The Batman franchise is called an epic crime saga, I believe. That was what my first update video was about. Everything that we know about it at the moment is scarce. But if the Penguin does well, we're going to be getting the Catwoman show. Catwoman show does well, we're probably going to see Arkham reinstated. Then we're probably going to see the GCPD show. Because I think Penguin's a limited series. And it leads into... I just want to bring this back quickly. It leads into the Batman Part 2. Anyway, let's go back to the article. The recent shake-up at the newly merged Warner Bros. Discovery, including the appointment of James Gunn and Peter Safran as heads of the new on-screen DC universe, have put some future projects in doubt, but Gunn has confirmed that Reeves will be writing and directing 2 more of the Batman movies, resulting in a trilogy. This news is met incredibly well by most, especially since it comes at a time when many popular DC screen-based ventures, like the Arrowverse, has concluded, leaving audiences more hungry than ever for new installments. Arrowverse concluded because Arrow basically ended, and that's before Gunn arrived, and everything else was just awful after that. August 2024 brought the newest update for the Batman Part 2, with screenwriter Matty Tomlin stating that shooting will begin in 2025, since Tomlin is co-writing the Batman Part 2 script alongside creator Matt Reeves. His comments on production carry particular weight, since he is one of the 2 people who should theoretically have the strongest idea of what time the window looks possible for starting shooting after the script is complete. While Tomlin didn't confirm that the script itself was finished, this suggests the intention at least is for it to be finalised prior to shooting in 2025. As such, the writer's confidence in the 2025 shooting hopefully means that the script is nearing its final form, allowing for an easy transition into shooting period in the year before the current movie's release date. I tell you what, I mean, they have like Pattinson on like a 10-year lease, don't they? 10-year contract to do these films, so... I mean, that was signed in 2022, and we're now so it's only been 2 years. By the time this film comes out, it'll be 4. So yeah, only 3 films it seems. In June 2024, the second most recent update from the Batman Part 2 script was revealed, with Gunn confirming the script is still being worked on. This followed a period of some audience concern after the Batman Part 2 production faced 9 months with no update regarding what stage the movie or the script was at, with this prompting people to ask Gunn about the status of the project. The DC co-CEO responded to a query about when he felt the script might be ready, with response of when Matt thinks it's ready. They're not going to rush any of these films, just because they need to get things right at this point. If they have one box office failure, they're done. While this may be disappointing for those hoping for the script to have a specific time window, the response suggests Matt Reeves will be able to work on the sequel story until he feels it's truly right, ensuring the movie holds up to the high standard of the original. Similarly, this means that any prospective delays the Batman Part 2 has faced won't result in a rushed script, which seems integral, um, given the detective element of the series makes it seem more likely it would need a longer production time in general to ensure a genuinely engaging mystery is established. Prior to this September 2023 update, more about the Batman Part 2 script, as it was reported that concluding the work on the movie script was made a priority by Warner Brothers Discovery after the conclusion of the Writers Guild Association strikes, or WGA and SAG AFTRA strikes, may have contributed to potential production delays that might thus at least particularly explain its release alteration. The decision to move the release date to 2026 should hopefully cement a solid amount of time for the Batman Part 2's production unfold. We're not going to go back into the release dates or anything. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. The Batman Part 2, it'll be done by this year, the script will be. They'll start filming next year, or release in 2026. Right? Cast members, I mean, I'm going to take a big look at the Penguin and see what cast shows up in that. Because I'm assuming, they've already confirmed that the Penguin will lead into the Batman Part 2. They've already confirmed that. So if that's the case, then in theory, the Batman Part 2, there would be the Penguin should be in it. It should be in the Batman Part 2. Zoe Kravitz is probably going to come back as Catwoman, I think, because she's done that before. You know, she's probably signed on to do that film. There'll be like the recurring characters, I think, Cobblepot and Catwoman. Villain wise, look, I'm okay with the Joker, right? The issue is this. The first film was so different to anything we've ever seen in Batman, with the detective style. Could you really do a detective story with the Joker? Because it's not a murder mystery. Like, the Riddler was a murder mystery to all the... to not to the audience, but to Batman. Whereas you think because he's already captured Joker, it would be like, okay. And this was our first proper Riddler, really. We had the Riddler in Batman Forever, but this is our first proper Riddler, okay? So my thought process is this. Joker can be a side character. A side character, I hear. He doesn't need to be a main character in this Batman saga, this trilogy of films and shows. He doesn't, because we had the Joker in 89, we had the Joker in Dark Knight. We do not need him in this movie. Do you know who I'd like to see in this film as the main villain? Hush. Hush would be a great detective story for Batman to solve. Right? Because remember, this Batman is an action hero. He's detective. It's a detective movie. It's like Seven, the first film, Matt Reeves, when I sort of looked at Seven for inspiration, and we got this. Keep it the way it is because it worked. If you change up the franchise, it'd be different. People may not like it. And the Batman will stand out in time for the detective side of things. Just saying. So have Hush as your villain, Clayface, have any character that's... I know Mr. Freeze has been featured, but he hasn't been done properly. Right? But have these characters shown some respect. You know, you could do an amazing story with Killer Croc. You could do an amazing story with Deadshot, Deathstroke. You could do an amazing story with, like, Deathstroke. Okay. First one there. Deathstroke starts killing high-profile targets of Gotham City. He's not really... Well, yeah, but it'd be different because he's not killing mayors. He's killing rich people that Bruce is friends with. And get Bruce out of the lonely emo phase. He's the city's hero. He needs to get out of that, and he needs to be more sociable. We need more Bruce Wayne sociable scenes. And the reason why I say that is because that's what I miss. I miss Bruce Wayne being sociable in that film. You know, Bruce going to a gala or going to Wayne Enterprises for a charity event, right? To collect intel on site. Do that. Do the Court of Owls. Do something different. Don't go the predictable route of, put the Joker in there. The Joker's not guaranteed to make you money. Because I feel like if they do it for the second film, especially now, people are going to go, copying the Dark Knight a little bit. You're taking a villain that's lesser known in the first film, which the Riddler is. Let's be honest to moviegoers have seen the Riddler ones, but this iteration of the Riddler is something new that they came up with in movies. And then you do the Joker, and then you're going to do another villain that will cap off the trilogy that could be... And they can't do the noble sacrifice thing. I'd actually love to see... I'd love to see a decent Hush story. And make it detective crimes. Make the characters be the characters that can kill people, and it be a detective mystery. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. Like, who would you want to be in the characters? I thought it was going to give us some character details, but unfortunately it's just rehashing over things that we already knew. But I kept with it because it's still news information that was not on the channel. And I know that some of you have watched that Batman video and was like, oh yeah, cool. And it's just a little update. You know, there was interesting things in there about the production, the script, how the script's going and stuff. So it was a very informative video in that sense. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and stay cinematic. Catch you later. Goodbye for now.